Yay, yay!
Says live.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a live beer review on all of our channels. And by all of us, I mean the two fellows over here and myself. So I'm Joe from the Beer Patrol. You got Kyle from No Hype Beer Reviews. And then on the other side of him, you got Keith from 93 Lumber. Spelled out, of course. You can't forget that. You got to spell the thing out.
Spell it out.
So we decided, Kyle and I have been talking, a little bit about doing some more live reviews. And we did one of I'm a Gang Wit on his channel, but we didn't do it live. We pre-recorded it and he posted it. So I was like, how about we do another one? And then I saw this was coming out and I was like, dude, we both like Troegenator. We both like Tröegs. Let's do a mini version of it, so to speak. He was game. Just so happens that the weekend I threw out there, Keith is in the area where Kyle resides. And we have made this a awkward three-way. And
it was not awkward till you said that.
Yeah, no. It's awkward on my end. I'm really awkward. No, but so it was cool. Keith's able to join us, which is really awesome, in person with Kyle. And the fact that Kyle bought a 12-pack works perfectly. So, what's up, boys? How you guys doing tonight?
We're great, man. Yeah. We're having fun. We've split 3 beers. Katie's also here, so there's 3 of us, and we have split 3 beers. I know you came off of doing a live stream, so not too into it, but definitely feeling ready.
Now, do you want to talk to the folks about going to a vegan barcade but not playing any video games?
Sure. Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
We had a lovely lunch, and despite half of the establishment being awesome video games, we bounced and came back here to my house.
Those damn air hockey players. Anyway, so this is, if you can't tell by the title, I did a very simplistic title, nothing crazy. I just said Tröegs Independent Brewing, Little Nator Beer Review. So this is essentially, more or less, the single version of Troegenator, which is a German-style Bock. So this is, they just call it, because they got to be classy, or they got to make you want to buy it, a springtime lager, which is essentially a Bock. So this is just a regular Bock beer. Yeah. It comes in at what, 5.5%?
Yeah.
And what do you guys got as far as the can date or Best Buy date? Right, I got 5/24/24.
Yep.
Same thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so still relatively fresh.
Is that a 1 or a 4?
What?
5.
Oh, I think we have 1.
I think it's 5/21/24.
Mine has a little thing, so
Mine's so much fresher than yours by 3 days. So whatever, which should be fine. It's not a big deal. Yeah. Malts are using Pilsner Caramel. Hops tradition. El Dorado is a weird one to be in a Bock, like El Dorado out of nowhere. And then Herzbrucker, which is a classic. They have a spiel here. If we remember to read it, if not, it'll be in the description on my channel. This is streaming to all of our channels. So I would assume people are watching them on different channels.
On your channel.
Huh?
On
my channel?
Yeah.
Maybe.
A lot of subscribers. Yeah. Yeah.
Do I? And they're all bots, I think. Anyway. So, let's crack it open.
Bots watching box.
Bots watching boxes. So full disclosure, Kyle's the only one that's had this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's had, and I quote, a lot of them.
Yeah. This beer, I won't spoil it.
He was going to say this beer's good. So
I'm just trying to get rid of the 12-pack I bought. It's garbage.
It's trash.
It's like 93 garbage.
Oh, my God. Just like 93 Lumber, which isn't garbage. Spelled out, of course. Spelled out. All right, so how does it look? It looks like a lager.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely looks the part. I mean, there's no question.
Yeah, our cameras suck ass. So what I would say is it's more like a copper color, right? Or like a deep ruby.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, yeah, exactly. With a little bit of caramel coloring added. It's very much that.
Yeah, caramel color. Hopefully there's no caramel color.
No, I don't think they did.
But I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if they did. No, just over a finger. I got over a finger of like a straight up like tan colored head, like khaki. A little darker than khaki, honestly, for me.
I have a little over half a finger. Same thing, though.
Yeah. Just I think probably how aggressive we poured it in.
Yeah. True. And what's the glassware you guys got to rock on there?
Oh, we did a comparison of Fiden's Butcher and Fiden's Butcher with pineapple. So I used 2 different sized wine glasses to differentiate which one was which, and we're just using them.
Are you gonna post that on Friday? Hopefully,
we just did it off camera. I know, drinking beer off camera.
What?
I know.
All right, I'm leaving. I'm ending the stream. This is ridiculous. Yeah, so it looks nice. It looks like
I also want to just mention how clear this is.
Oh yeah.
There's not even like
No, it's
like usually you see it maybe a little bit of sediment or something. There's
Yeah.
nothing. Just
like you could just see put the hand in like the light that's going right through on my camera. It's crazy. Yeah, it's definitely a lager through and through, no doubt. Hashtag clear beer. Shout out to Joe. Oh yeah, it smells fucking great. First thing that comes to mind for me is like bready, like pumpernickel bread, like brown bread, like dark bread,
and like it's a little toasted.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's that bread's a little toasted, and there's a little sweetness to it.
Honey, like a honey sweetness, like almost like honey-esque, something in that realm.
Yeah. Did you? Yeah. I think of more like that raw honey, which maybe you like actually put on a piece of bread.
Yes. Yeah.
Like toast. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a toasted like pumpernickel bread, brown bread with a little bit of raw honey on it. 100%. Touch of like grassy floral kind of hop character. Very, very small.
Ooh, I like that. And Keith, feel free to jump in.
He's just getting his nose up in them guts. He's like, what?
But like, do you have something before I bring up something different?
I was just gonna say it's kind of a combination of all the things you guys have been saying, but like the way the sweetness comes across, it's like a combination between the breadiness and that honey. It comes for me. Yes. It comes across a little bit like brown sugar.
Yeah.
Yes, brown sugar.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. No.
Well, like when you toast, right? You caramelize that bread a little bit. That's part of the process.
Yeah.
So like you do get some sweetness that's like bready.
I was gonna say like a caramelized sweetness. Yeah, like I don't think I could discern between like a bunch of different ones, but like I totally get what he's saying. Like for sure in here, a little bit of fruitiness too, like a little bit of like a very slight dark fruit that I can't pinpoint either. I'm just a horrible beer reviewer. I can't discern this. I can't pinpoint this.
I just got a little bit of like a dried apricot thing.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, like a dried fruit for sure.
I can see that.
I was almost thinking like a plummy, like almost like a raisin too, like a very slight raisin.
I could see a little bit, like you said, like with the dried fruit, like specifically the darker dried fruits, like a prune, a raisin.
Yeah, a prune I think is more in the realm of what I'm
right. Now, the thing I was going to bring up, like, do you get any watermelon? Because when I think of El Dorado back in the day, is watermelon and IPAs. Like,
reading the back of that, I'm just like, here's tradition, here's Herzbrucker, El Dorado in a German-style Bock. What's happening here?
But like, it's certainly not making anything wacky happen in the aroma. You know, I don't get watermelon.
I will say this in all honesty: if I was doing this blind, right, this smells way bigger than the ABV. Like if you would have told me this is like maybe not Troegenator, but like 7.5, I'd be like, yeah, no, it definitely has that intensity to the malt character and just the characteristics in general. What we got going on here? Got Craig, Kent Beer Reviews, says being spoiled this evening. Yeah, too many live shows. I did a live beer review before my show from one of the beers that Joe sent my way. Then I did the live stream. Now we're doing another live beer review. So I don't know if it's being spoiled or I guess for Craig, no one else though. All for Paid Brew News says cheers, all live chaos night. Yeah. And then Tanner, East Coast Elk Beer Review says cheers, guys. Cheers, Tanner. And then oh my God, look at these guys all said cheers. I wonder how that happened.
Yeah, we're just all very courteous people.
So if you just type one thing in, it just goes for all of our channels with the response.
Yep.
That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Don't ever do it again. It's pretty wild. No. So anything else anybody else got to add? Or?
I just have a question for Kyle.
Oh, shit.
Can you smell the fermentation?
Ooh, that's
I tell you what, because for lagers, that is a thing I smell a lot, I don't really get much of it in this. I think that the caramelized notes for me, like bury any of the fermentation I typically smell. Yeah.
I also have another question for Kyle. Can you smell colors?
It's a little purple smelling.
It smells like it looks. It's totally copper. It smells. Honestly, I always say the whole no preconceived notions, no bias, whatever. We all say that, right? Yeah. We try to be, but it smells way better than I anticipated. And that was me going into this beer like, hey, Tröegs, I like their stuff. I think this will be pretty solid. This smells way more rich and like the taboo word of complex than I was anticipating for a sub 6% Bock, a German-style Bock from an American brewery that is kind of a shelfie brewery. Like, I just be honest. All right, boys, want to get into it?
All right. Yeah. Hey, cheers, everyone.
Cheers, Prost.
Do we actually cheers?
Like I said, we had to do the one of the guys commented, ching, I don't know, clink, whatever. Fake. What did I say the one time when we were at BeerTubers? Like fake clings all around.
Fake clinks.
Oh yeah, I can see why you were gonna early on say this beer is delicious and then you stopped yourself because it is. This is really good and you have to keep in mind for 5.5%. You're drinking something that is sub 6%, which we all drink. I mean, I know Keith's. I mean, we all. I don't mean Kyle because he doesn't drink lagers typically. But Keith drinks a lot of low ABV stuff, right? You've drank some here and there. I'm drinking more. This is very flavorful for the ABV. 100%.
Keith is either like sub 5% or above 15%.
Yeah.
There's
no happy medium.
It's either barrel aged barley wines in the bathtub or
3.2% smoked Hellas lagers. Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm like 7% to 15%. Like I'm not, but it's just I fill in that sweet spot. Keith, like us together is a complete beer drinker.
Let's be honest, Kyle. You are known. I'm not even specifically for Goose Island, but specifically for Goose Island, but just barrel aged beers in general. That's just your jam. And then Keith, while he does do those a lot, that man's the smoked man. He's like the smoked beer dude that I know of. Yep. That anything smoked, he's fucking taken to the dome. Yep. Speaking of which, Keith, we'll talk about later. But did you have Schilling's Glimmen before the smoked Hellas lager?
I think Sean sent it to me.
Okay. I just reviewed it. It just came out earlier this year, so I was wondering. But yeah. Anyway, back to this beer. It's delicious. Review's over.
Yeah.
I would say it follows the nose, and then there's a few other things, but I think it follows the nose as well.
Yes.
I would say
a little more of a maltiness to it in the taste.
I think what it is
I'm not going to what's the word?
Bloviate.
To expand on that, I'm just going to say that.
It's very malty. I don't think I get as much toasted brown bread in the taste as I do just like brown bread.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And that's where I think the maltiness, what you're saying, is coming to the forefront. Because in the nose, it's a little bit more toasted. But it's brown bread, it's the honey, it's the brown sugar, caramelized sugars, 100%. I think the body's pretty nice for 5.5 too.
Yeah. The prune thing from the aroma that I get some of that in the taste, but I also get actual plum in the taste, which is interesting. Yeah, because I didn't get plum specifically, just the prune.
It's a melange of dark fruit. Plum, you could say like date, right? Like it has those Doppelbock-esque qualities of like the dark fruit, but like toned down. Like it's not as intense as like you get some of those German Doppelbocks. It's like eating like toasted like raisin bread. Like it's just it's crazy how much dark fruit can come through. It's sweet, but it's not crazy sweet. There's enough dryness.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is interesting because way earlier today we were talking about donuts, and like I can eat several donuts and it wouldn't be too sweet for me. And then Keith was saying like after a bite, some donuts he's like, I'm good after a bite. So like to me, for sure, this is not too sweet, but I'm curious, like but I love sweet things,
No, it's not that sweet.
It's a little sweet.
Yeah, but like a can of this is definitely not going to be too sweet for you.
Oh no, I could probably drink it.
It's not cloying. It's not cloying, and you would hope it's not cloying because this is supposed to be a crushable springtime lager. So but it definitely has a I feel like the first half of the palate, like with all that malt goodness, I feel like it's definitely sweet up front. And you're like, okay, the things we're saying, brown bread, you can say brown sugar, caramel, whatever, honey, raw honey. Then you're talking about prunes and like plums, and it's like, that shit is all sweet. It really is, but it's not that sweet. It's not like this is a 11% Doppelbock sweet. Yeah, it's a bit sweeter.
I'm gonna say something, and I don't know if I'm making it up, but there is something in this going along with the dried fruit thing. Mm-hmm. Like I was getting like a specific dried apricot in the aroma. There's something about this taste, and like I said, I might be making this up, that makes me want to say dried mango. And I don't know if it's the way because there's definitely like that dried fruit, like that generic dried fruit thing that's coming across, but there's something in my brain that is making me want to say mango. I don't know if does El Dorado have
It
For
could,
me, I'll go out of watermelon, but
Is that
yeah.
but I don't get watermelon as beer.
No, I don't.
No.
Joe, I know you're talking about a bit, but I was gonna say a little bit of citrus. I'm wondering if we're talking about the same thing,
Maybe it's
or
a
not.
combination of the brown bread thing and the citrus.
And like a
that
little tropical
maybe-
element that maybe could be a mango-y
Yeah.
thing, a orangey thing, whatever.
Actually, to take it a step further from what Keith's saying, sometimes in like English beers I'll get it, but occasionally like German beers as well. You're saying like a dried like mango or like dried apricot, right? I'm feeling like those more, instead of, for me, dried like an apricot marmalade. Or like a mango, like one of those stone fruits, but in like a marmalade type of form. I don't know. That's kind of more where it lands for me.
Okay, so I am so happy that you said that, Joe, because after we did the butcher from Fidens and then the butcher with pineapple, we also decided to do a 10-year-old Dogfish Head 120 minute.
That's the best thing you probably could ever done in that situation.
Divided 3 ways, so it's only 4 ounces per person.
Nope.
Barely,
My valve just twitched. No big deal.
And but that I get a ton of orange marmalade. So I didn't want to say that, but I was thinking I get some orange marmalade, but it might just be residual because we had that beer like 30 minutes ago.
No, it's definitely marmalade. Yeah, it's like I've had, specifically what I can remember is obviously orange marmalade, but I've had apricot marmalade. So
yeah,
I could say really any kind of citrus or like stone fruit marmalade you'd want to say. I could totally see it in this.
I think it's all the same. Element of this beer we're talking about.
Whatever the base marmalade thing is, whatever the base marmalade thing is, like what's here, and then you could say whatever fruit from the citrus, stone fruit family on top of it, I guess.
You ever had marmalade?
Yeah. And I always used to associate specifically orange marmalade, which is funny when you said 120 minute, with older imperial IPAs that were like, I remember drinking, what was the Avery? Was it the Maharaja? I remember losing a bottle of that in the back of my fridge and drinking it like a year and a half old. And it was great, but it was nothing like it was supposed to be because it tasted like straight on orange marmalade.
Yeah.
Because it was just like so faded. I'm like, this is delicious, but it's not an IPA anymore.
Yeah, those kinds of beers can turn into just like orange marmalade beers, and I'm not mad at that. No,
the drinkability, like I'm trying to restrain myself from drinking this entire glass like instantly because
it's really good.
It's I know we're saying a lot of stuff that like it's sweeter and like almost feels like people are like, oh, it sounds like a super sweet, like confectionery beer. It's not.
No.
I can drink the shit out of this. And the problem that I'm having, though, is that that's a bad thing for me personally, is wanting to drink more because it's ill-advised. It's very refreshing, too, somehow. Like, I don't know how that works exactly. Like, it should work like that, but not based on what we're saying.
Yeah, no, I think refreshing is a very fair word for it. Because when I think of having like a nice day outside, I do think more bright, pale ale, something like that, But like, I think on a hot day, having a few of these outside doing yard work or whatever by the pool, I'd also be like, yeah, this makes sense to me.
Or even like they call it a springtime lager. It's like if you're doing that in the spring when it's like 50, 55, 60. I think this would be more refreshing maybe than one of those lighter colored beers that have, more of a hop forward nature to them or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you guys think like body and mouthfeel? I think it's appropriate for 5.5. I think it's like lower side to medium. It's fine. Mouthfeel, it's crisp, smooth.
Simple. Yeah. At no point am I like, this beer is too thin.
Yeah.
But I also never think it's like cumbersome to like chew through or something.
Yeah, it's got I don't know how to describe it. It's nice. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's appropriate for the beer. I
think it's the carbonation. I think the carbonation is very, very appropriate.
It's like moderately carbonated. It's like crisp enough where it makes it refreshing, but not over the top where it can become harsh. But it's not also undercarbed. Yeah. It's just like what you would expect a 5.5% Bock should be. Yeah. This is actually surprisingly, and I say that again, Tröegs, we've all had tons of different Tröegs. I got into craft beer. I drank a lot of their stuff in the early days. And some of their newer releases over maybe the past 5 or 7 years kind of been misses for me, but like the classics from them are always good. This being a new release and actually quite tasty is very, makes me very happy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, huge fan of Tröegs. Still one of the best brewery tours I've ever done. Yeah, I love Tröegs. So I'm glad they have another new beer that's awesome.
For sure.
I agree.
Let's read comments and then I guess final thoughts.
What's up, brother?
Yeah, Gregory. He's drinking all of his Michigan beer, or sorry, not Michigan, Ohio beers.
Ohio.
Yeah, all the Ohio.
Yeah. A lot of Ohio beer.
What's up, Vanessa? Cheers. Adam says, cheers. Do love a live Joe, Kyle, and Keith. From 69 Timber. That's what I'm talking about. Rod, what's up, Rod? Long time no see, Rod. It's been a very long time, buddy.
Rod, man, we watched some of the stream. I know you know that, man. Yeah, I look forward to watching it back fully.
Ill-advised, mostly because of me. And then Sammy from Short and Stout Beers says, just made a live stream come shortly. Aussie craft beer boy tries brew host brewing. Ha ha. You know, you clickbaiting piece of crap. You know that's what you are, Sammy.
Yeah, brother. Okay. Brewho's down in Australia,
dude. He gets all kinds of crazy stuff.
I know he gets stuff. I've seen it, but like that's impressive.
I know.
Brewho's down that way. Is this weekend, right? That's today.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. They're opening up this weekend.
Taproom.
Oh,
yeah.
you guys know how to like delete someone from your channel? If I could just delete him real quick.
You want to delete him?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Sammy right now. And then he says, cheers to Kyle and Keith. You know what? Fuck you, Sammy. All right, here we go. Luke John says, hey, average, not so average show. What's up, Luke John? He says, just popping to say hi. Enjoy the stream, chaps. Thanks, Luke John. Cheers, buddy.
Nice.
You don't rate on your guys' channel for the most part.
We can rate. We can have some. We can do something.
All right. Let's
We're adaptable.
Let's rate. Okay. Yeah, out of 5. Out of 5, out of 10, out of 100, whatever you guys want to do. I do have 5 on my channel. You know that. So out of 5. Who wants to start? You want me to start? Want me to ease
it? Wait, Joe, can I ask you a question first?
What up, Dalton?
How much do you consider? I know we've had this conversation before. Style,
I don't.
So just how much you like.
So if it's a style that maybe I don't drink a lot or I think deserves 2 separate ratings, I will give it a stylistic and a regular rating. Like a person, mine's 95% is personal preference. But then like if I drink a macro beer and I'm like, hey, this is a really good macro beer, I'm still going to probably give it like a 3.5 to 3.75. But I want to let people know that that's like a 5 out of 5 for like the style based on what my preference is. So I'd probably just go personal preference because I like all kinds of box, doppel box, single box, whatever. So I'll probably go just personal preference. But if you want to do style, I'm more than good. It's on all of our channels. You do whatever.
All right. Hey, Joe, we should probably listen to Rod right now, okay?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And, I did get a little bit out of hand.
And yes, sorry, wrong one. That is perfect timing. That you got the brew host the day they were opening. All right, sorry.
All of a sudden, he's going to have like 700 views in like an hour on that video. What's happening?
We'll get back to the comments. Sorry to get us off track.
He said, sorry to get off track. It was great, Kyle. Anytime you can disparage me, that's what I recommend.
It has already been 23 minutes.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
That's wild. Wow. This is fine.
I don't even really consider this a review. It's more like we're just chatting and.
Oh, for sure. No. Yeah, I know. I'm not like, oh my god, it's a long review. Just like time flies when you're having fun, guys. Love you both.
Yeah, I love everybody.
All right, so out of 5. All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
So I don't think I have to go first because I just put that out there on the internet and you guys didn't say it back.
Let me. I said I love everyone.
That's not saying I love you,
Kyle. I love you specifically as a human being. If I saw you in person, I'd hug you until I broke your ribs.
Keith and I did hug earlier, so yes.
I'm a hugger, so I'd hug. Group hug? How do we?
Dudes can hug, hello and goodbye and all that stuff. Yeah,
I love hugs.
Fight me about it.
All right, I'll start us off just so you guys can see how high or low you are prepared to be. I'm just going personal preference, and I would say I'd give this a low 4.25. I'll go 4.15, like right in that real wheelhouse of like good to great. Like I feel like into the 4.25 range, great. You start getting the 4.5 range, is like excellent, and then like after that, it doesn't really matter. Like 4.5 and above, it's like it's great beer, whatever. But yeah, I'd go 4.15 on this because I give Troegenator probably like a quarter point higher than this.
That's interesting, factoring Troegenator or not. Okay.
But I just want to keep it a buck, as the kids don't say anymore. This beer, for the price point, which we'll talk about in a second, whatnot.
Yeah.
Like the value is very high if you want something that is both somewhat complex and like that malty goodness and everything you want from a Bock, but super refreshing and crushable at the same time. Like this is the total package, not Lex Luger, but just the total package in general of a great beer for springtime.
I literally haven't bought a 12 pack in years.
Yeah.
Maybe like I think the last 12 pack I bought was like a variety pack from Dogfish Head. It was that one. Yeah, it was that one you could like convert into a cooler and put ice in.
Was it the sequence and
yeah, that was how many years ago? I don't buy, because with the reviews, like Joe only bought one can of this, right? Like I am not mad I bought a 12 pack at the price I did. I love this beer.
If I had to buy a 6 or 12 pack, I would also not be bad, and I can't even drink that often. So.
For sure. Do you want to go next, or you want?
Well, I don't really rate beers, but I basically have 4 ratings of beers.
Okay.
Bad, not my thing. Good, this is fantastic. So I would probably place this between good and fantastic.
Yeah, I like, and it's because whether it's a number or whatever, like that's kind of how I think about it, you know. Because for me, being a teacher, I think of things out of a 100, right? So like when Joe said his number, I'm like, what's that out of a 100? You know, like.
But as a teacher, also, it's like when people do the 100-point scales to the 5, I always feel like it's 50 to 100 as opposed to 0 to 100.
Oh, that's that's interesting. In New York, they consider 85% to 100% that a student mastered the subject. So that's 85 to 100 is that they've mastered the subject. So to me, it's got to fall between 85 and 100% because I feel like they did master the style. And essentially, like out the gate, I'm sure they did their trials and had this as part of their scratch series or whatever. Like, but man, like the first time this is getting a broad release, like, I got to give it an 85% myself. So, so we all kind of did our own take on.
But I think we're all in the same range. Like I would consider an 85 into like when he says good to excellent, that's basically where I have it on my scale. It's like the same thing. So this is like not the best Bock I've ever had, but it's also one of the better Bocks I've had from American brewery that is easily accessible in the Northeast.
Yes.
And the fact we'll go price point availability, I do that on my channel, and I feel like we need to factor it in based on you buying the 12 pack and how cheap. What did you pay for the 12 pack, Kyle?
Wasn't it like $20 or something?
$19.99.
Right. Like I sent you that message. I was like, I can't, like, I'm used to spending that on like a 4-pack or at least that on a 4-pack of IPAs or whatever, you know,
which puts a 6-pack around typically like a 10 to $11, which is like, like that's the price points that would be great to have to pay for something of this quality. And it's, and Tröegs just makes good beer. A lot of people forget about Tröegs and the victories of the world and a lot of these breweries because of all the hype and all the crazy breweries open up. But like I can walk into like Wegmans grocery store or my local, grocery store and pick this off the shelf or out of the cooler for $20 a 12-pack, like all day long.
It's a good beer. And like you said, it's complex and there's a lot of cool flavors that you probably like at least a few of them. So I think this is a beer that a lot of people could like,
Do you want to read the back of it real quick?
Yeah, we should. And to be honest with you, even though I've had this beer before, I don't even know what they have to say about it. Do you want to read it, Joe?
No, you read it. You're the teacher.
He
didn't do anything. Okay, he's bringing in these four grades or ratings or whatever.
Well, it's just translating.
You gotta let the people know the system.
I can't translate. I don't know what's going
on. Dive into the marvel that is Little Nator. Simple but complex, contemporary and classic. The rascally cousin of our revered Troegenator, we built this beer using the best malts and techniques for a crisp finish with a touch of hops. Layered with notes of crusty bread, stone fruit, and delicate floral hops. It's a lager lover's way to usher in the changing seasons.
Well, so based on our tasting notes, we are pretty damn close.
That's I mean, they're big. Two of their 3 big notes we all said independent.
And I said floral in the nose. I wouldn't necessarily say that on the taste.
Yeah.
But the nose was giving me that floral grassy type of thing.
Yeah. I do not get that in the taste, but yeah.
Yeah, I get it a little in the nose. I don't know if I would say it.
It's honestly
by myself. I don't know if I would have said that, but
it's interesting. It's one of the 3 things that they really mentioned in terms of intensity of other stuff. But like the other 2, we all were on the exact same page.
Man, I just took like a big sip of it, and it's just it's really good. It's really fucking good.
It's a great beer.
It is. Do the comments here, and then we'll close it up. That monkish look good. Yo, here's Sammy with a brew host and monkish. I mean, I don't even know what we're doing anymore. Rajay says, great seeing you guys. Rod, we'll have to get everyone on the stream at some point, you know?
Yeah.
Just do like a big hangout.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be like a reviewer where we're just chill.
Yeah, hanging out.
Hashtag legendary. Hashtag hug it out.
Yeah.
All the hugs. Cheers, Craig. Troegs hashtag winning with Charlie Sheen reference. I like it.
I'm sure that's what he meant.
Nah, I don't know. I mean, that's what Charlie Sheen used to say when he was.
Maybe that's what Rod meant.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So this is I'm glad we did this. I'm glad we were.
This was awesome, man. This time flew by. Oh my god.
Yeah, and also hey Keith, come, let's do some more, man. Like what? Yeah. There should be no reason, and I extend this to the Nerd Sense guys, Matt and FX boys. There should be no reason why once a month, once every 6 weeks, we can't get together and review something. Mm-hmm. Everybody acts like it's like pulling teeth finding beers. It's like, dude, beers like this we can all get in the Northeast. Just fucking get this beer. Like it's not hard. Oh, dude, get this, dude. Oh, let's do this big barrel aged beer. It's 12% and aged in 3 different, casks and this and that. Not everybody can get that.
All right, listen. I feel attacked a little bit by that comment. I feel like it's a little bit, and partly because Keith brought me like 12 of those kinds of beers today. So
I'd expect him to.
Singling me out as
I can't wait for you to post in the Facebook chat like, does anyone have any of these? I expect everybody to have every single one of these.
Yeah. I'll send you a picture of what anyway.
I'd prefer if you didn't. I'm just going to be angry that I don't have them. So
and I gave him like 3 beers. He's like, no, this is too much. I'm like, Keith, you are ridiculous,
man.
No.
Did I bring you the entire box set of Ralphius? Oh, is that what I did?
Yeah, basically. And he's apologizing about like the one he missed. I'm like,
I'm sorry. I got 7 of them. There were 8. There were 8. I forgot the chocolate coffee one. I'm so sorry.
Here, I'll give you a little sneak peek.
There was no coffee one this year.
I don't know.
There's no coffee one. There's a chicory one though that he gave me.
Shout out to Dogfish Head. That just always reminds me of the chicory stuff.
It's so funny. I said the same thing. So this is how like specific this is. So you know how I freaked out about the Angels Envy Bourbon County this year is my favorite Bourbon County I had this year.
Kyle, I hate that you just mentioned that. I'm just be honest with you. I just hate that you mentioned that.
Sorry. He gave me a bottle of Angel Envy syrup to make like the special Angel Envy cocktail. Like that's how thoughtful this guy is. And he's like, I don't know, man. This like 3 philosophers, you had it from your cellar. I don't know if I can take it, dude.
You're like looking around the store. What can I give him?
10 years ago when I bought it, like I have to polls, take it, it'll be fun. We'll do a review together.
Do you want this? Do you want this Bigfoot that I waxed myself from 2014?
He's like, I don't know, man. Like you got a family to provide for. I don't know if I can, swing that, Kyle. I'm like,
meanwhile, I'm so disappointed I didn't get the 33rd different variant of Ralphius for you. I really tried.
My man went to a hotel that was releasing one of the Ralphius variants only at that hotel.
Hang on. Wait.
That same thing from like 5 years ago.
Wait, roll this back. Roll this back.
Did I gave him 3 philosophers.
Did you say hotel? Like
a hotel. This hotel had a special variant of Ralphius only at the hotel. And Keith's like, I can't take this plain 3 philosophers from you. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
I don't understand what just transpired in the last 3 minutes, but that's Keith in a nutshell.
Too funny.
That's Keith in a nutshell. Yeah, I can't take your shelfie turds that you just spend time just keeping on your shelf.
I purposefully bought him 2 beers, and the other stuff I gave him was off my shelf. And like this man shows up with not even just a 12. They're on that freaking anyway. All right, we got some more comments. Maybe we should do.
Unbelievable. Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah, let's do these.
Rod says, knew nothing on the Charlie Sheen reference. You don't remember his whole hashtag winning thing? I win here, I win there, I win everywhere when he was like off the rocker going nuts.
Was it Tiger Blood?
Yeah, Tiger Blood.
Yeah.
Remember they did like some of those YouTube channels did like the remixes of his interviews into like songs. By winning, I win here, I win there, I win everywhere. Like he was off his rocker back then, like insane. He says, maybe since I am back at least I will be included. I was going to ask. I should have asked you. But we didn't know we were doing it today. Like it was like because Kyle and Keith were hanging out. Didn't even know if we were going to do it. Yeah, we'll do some. Yeah, we'll do some. Well, for sure. I mean, for sure. Yeah. We'll make some stuff happen.
Yeah, we did. Rod and I did something. I mean, I say recently, but it was probably a year ago at this point. About it, So
2021, and we totally did something back then.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're all like. in what would be considered the Northeast Mid-Atlantic region, like to say
Sure.
we don't have beers we can
There's
all
common
get
beers,
is just a cop out or just being stupid.
And we also just have like fun, like you guys just did. We're not even drinking the same beer, you're just doing a live stream together just to have fun and talk and engage with people watching and hang out. Yeah.
I almost feel like this, shout out to the FLX boys, Dan and Mike. I almost feel like, this is a review, but we're just it's kind of like an after show of the live stream I just did, but we just so happened reviewing a beer and just chatting. Like, it's not like an official review. We just I wanted to check this out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm down. Keith's coming up. Let's do it.
And honestly, I think if like someone from Tröegs watched, they'd be like, you know what? But these guys also did us proper, like, too. Like, I think we kind of got the best of both worlds for sure.
And if Tröegs does happen upon any of our, because they do, like, they've commented on my videos. I know they commented on your videos before, or I think maybe Matt's. Like, if they do watch this, when I say shelfie beer, I say that as an endearing term. Like, I do shelfie beer reviews every month. And I think it's because these are the forgotten beers. Like, these are the forgotten breweries that you're seeing a lot of breweries go out of business. And a lot of them are big and getting bought out and shit because people don't buy these. Like you went and bought a 12-pack. A lot of people just don't do that anymore of these old school breweries. So, to release a beer like this, I hope it sells well. And I hope they bring it out every year because this deserves to be a beer that's a seasonal going forward for sure. Yeah. Freddie, Buck99. Whose channel is this? Is this yours? My channel? I don't know.
It's your channel.
Yeah, I'm sure it's yours.
Whoever's channel it's on, Freddie, I thank you very much for the Buck99 and the positive message of keep up the good work to everybody here. We all do good work. We try to.
I don't.
2 of us do good work. 1 does work. Don't know if it's good according to him. Keith doesn't give him. Keith's like me, but worse. Like with the self-deprecating. Like people, I've had messages where people like, you need to settle down with the self-deprecating humor. Your channel's great. And I'm like, yeah, but that's just how I am as a person. Like, that's just like, I don't think I do anything good. I just talk a lot. So it's fun. Adam says, currently drinking Paul's worst nightmare and 8%. Paul would be so upset that you are drinking an 8%.
He would.
Imperial Stout in any barrel, said Isla. Like he would be very upset. Yeah, I'm not even going to read that message anymore because it doesn't say Paul's upset. Rod just says all good. Yeah, no, Rod for sure. But like, there's a lot of BeerTubers that I enjoy watching and that like I enjoy hanging out with, and we just. I mean, I'm as much to blame as anyone else of like not live streaming. I know Kyle wants to do it a little bit more.
I do want to do more.
I'm sure Keith would like to hop on and chill and talk with some friends. Like it's fun. It's really is. Like this is a blast.
And it's funny, Rod specifically. It's funny because earlier, when Katie and I were just hanging out, I was like, because Rod and I are Facebook friends and stuff. So it's like, I imagine Rod has a similar thought that I do, where it's like I feel like I know Rod more like in real life than I do from Rod doing stuff on YouTube. Like. It's really interesting, but then it dawns on me. It's like, well, yeah, that's not real interaction. Like seeing people post on Facebook or on Facebook. So it's like, wait, I haven't done a live stream or video with him in a while, which is more real, Yeah. So that'd be right.
I'm like hanging out like you guys do. Like I hung out with Rod once. Went down to Cincinnati and we hung out. It was an awesome weekend. Rod's just as cool as he is online. But I think like when you hang out with people like we've had like the BeerTuber Paloozas and you guys have like outside of that, like it makes you realize that like. I consider a lot of these people my friends, like my actual, not just like online friends, but like friends, just friends.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And then Adam, this isn't my money. Google free funds. Was that £2? So that's about $3,000 American. Cool. I like it. Probably like what, $3 American, something like that. If this is all my money, I'm so rich, guys. I appreciate the donate. You guys don't. You should never donate to my channel because it just. Ill-advised. Wait, what happened?
He thinks it might go the other way, where it's actually.
Oh wait, no.
No, I think pounds. Right? No, where our dollar is less than pounds. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Or did the Brexit thing fuck everything up? I don't know.
I always think of it as like converting the other way. So
see, I feel like a dollar Canadian. Like a dollar Canadian is worth like $6,000 American at this point. Like you go up to Canada with like a $20 bill in your pocket and you're just rich. But that's not exactly how it works.
$2.53 American it's worth.
There you go. See, rolling in the dough, boys. I mean, we could soon retire from YouTube. We make so much money off it.
Well, thank you, Freddie. I appreciate it. Because it's interesting doing it this way because we don't know like when
it's not showing.
It was every all of us,
Yeah, I figured it was not on my channel, but you guys were like, no, it's on your. It's definitely not my channel.
Well, it's definitely not my.
You have more subs, Joe. I mean, I don't know, man.
And subs are the determining factor of how good your channel is.
100%.
100%. No other ways.
You also do more live streams, so people are more inclined to watch live streams on your channel.
Joe just has a better channel, period. I think is the point of this live stream.
I would say on a scale of 1 to my channel's gross.
Sorry, we were laughing at this comment.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah. How your economy is worse than ours, I will never know. Hashtag race to the bottom. Oh, there's plenty of ways to know how it is worse than yours. We just don't have, you guys got about, 3 days to talk about it. We can talk about it. But no. It says in the comments on StreamYard, if you see a link in the comments, then it is Kyle's a link in the comments.
Oh, interesting.
A link in the comments. Why is it on?
I wonder why that, because Joe set up the stream. That's interesting to me.
Interesting, yeah.
Maybe, did you click on my channel first? No, would it default to yours?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know how StreamYard.
No, yeah, I do not know any of this. This specific thing is very new to me with the money and stuff.
I'm gonna need you to split the money with all of us.
That's only fair. That's only
I mean, I want that. I want, after Google takes a cut, I want like 23 cents, please. No, so yeah, I mean, good beer. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
If you see this, like I said, do they have like the whole deposit thing where so Connecticut, Maine, Vermont, Massachusetts, New York, Iowa, Michigan, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Oregon.
Oh, Oregon. So there's what, 7, 8?
They get 10 cents. Look at
how
that.
the hell do they get out to Oregon? Or is it just
that seems like a weird, we're gonna distribute here and over here. I
feel like they don't get outside of like the Northeast.
I don't think they, unless they have a buddy who has a bar out there that they like to ship stuff to.
I think these are just states that do refunds.
Oh, that could be.
That's all that place.
I don't think it's specific to
maybe
distro.
I don't know.
So like if you randomly, someone traded this to you and you're in Oregon, you can go get 10 cents for the can.
Listen, some of us may have done that before. Okay, like
I don't know how to trade beer. How do you do
this?
That?
Isn't like New York beer, but I'm gonna go.
How do you? I don't know. Do you trade beer? What do you do again? Is there a way to send it?
I don't think so. And then
I don't know. I've never. Yeah. I think the postal service. I don't know anybody else.
I don't think that's allowed.
Rod says we need to do more live streams. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
I think this is the perfect way to do it. See if people can get the same beer, but make it more about just hanging out and less about like we did the review at the beginning or whatever, but like the last 25 minutes is just reading comments and chat. Like none of us take beer seriously in terms of our channels to the point where it's like I care more about this review than I do hanging out with my friends.
For sure.
No,
I'm
glad we got it. Glad we reviewed it. I'm glad it's delicious, but like whatever. Haven't seen Keith in a while, like face to face.
Yeah.
You and I hung out last month, but it's fun to hang out. Like
and this is, I mean, like in person is obviously always the best, but it's so hard to do that versus this. Yeah.
So he says there will be a link on the comments that come from a shared channel. Here's the thing, Rod, when you were doing mine and you streamed it to your channel, I did see those, and like Vanessa, for instance, she was on your channel. As we're doing it right now, since we're all linked to the same StreamYard account, like we all use the same account, that's not the case.
Right.
We do not get that on any of the comments. It would only be if that stream was specifically to my channel or Kyle's channel or Keith's channel, and then we linked it outside. But we all use the same StreamYard account, so you can't tell. Just like if you type cheers into the comment section here, it types cheers for all of our channels. Yeah, it's weird how that works. Billy's he says, hello, Joe, Kyle, and NTL.
Hello.
What's up, Billy?
What's up? I actually sent Billy an email earlier to let him know I was going live because, dude, the community tab absolutely sucks for me. Like, I posted we were going to hang out. I didn't get a single thumbs up. And I know that most people would, like, some people see some of them and some don't.
Oh, yeah. I do not get fed a lot of the community posts.
Isn't that terrible? Like, I don't know how you change that, but it's like,
annoying.
I don't know how I'm supposed to let people know I'm going live without like having to make a video being like, I'm going live, guys. Like, that's stupid that I have to do that. Hashtag distribution. I would say this distribution right now is the most messed up it has been in years. Like when people are like, oh, can I get this? Or I'm like, I have no idea. Like some breweries, their core range shows up, never get seasonals. Some places, the opposite happens. Some places, I'll get a single beer and nothing else. I don't know what's happening anymore with distribution. And then randomly, new breweries will show up like every week that I have no idea how this is distributed here.
Yes.
Like we just like when Trillium started getting like distro like in the last year, and they just show up and they're like, oh, we got 4 new Trillium beers, and I'm like, huh? They distribute outside of Massachusetts.
$32 a 4-pack.
Yeah, I bought the double dry hop Melcher Street, and it was literally $30 a 4-pack, and a single can was $8. And I bought it, and I'm like, this is good, but like, there's stuff semi-local that's better.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yep.
Oh boy, I have flaunted. Biden. I think I don't think Biden's coming at anyone right now.
Yeah.
Rod says, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. We do have Katie alone in my living room.
That's
probably.
Yeah, you guys should probably
go check on her and get some.
Yeah, make sure everything's all right. Well, we'll think of something. Oh, hang on. One last comment then. Drinking Dogfish Head 2018 fruitful fort for myself this Saturday. Oh,
all right, gotta hang on for a second, Billy. How's it drinking? I gotta know how this one's drinking. So sorry everyone. I'm gonna hold this live stream hostage because
it'll be a minute.
How this beer is, because fort and then this the fruit fort. Interesting beer from Dogfish Head. And
was that the fruity, like big, like what did they call the base? Did they just call it an ale? Like that was it, or did they call it an actual style?
What? Oh my goodness, I don't even remember. It's like, well, okay. I've heard this before, but at the brewery, when I was doing a tour, the tour guide said, if you like all our beer, you're lying. Like there's like we do so many weird different things. Like there's definitely gonna be beers you don't like, and that's totally cool. And Fort has been, but not always been, a beer for me that fits that, where I'm like, I don't know.
I reviewed the 2018 and 2019. I don't remember a damn thing about that beer because it was.
They're like really high alcohol, aren't they? Like I think
it was. If
I want to age them for so long.
It was the danger cap, so 15 to 20%.
Right? Yeah.
But it was brewed with boysenberry, raspberry, blackberry, and elderberry.
Okay. Yeah.
And I just called it American Strong Ale, which they probably just put ale on there. So
yeah.
Do you have one of the fruit ones?
I think so. We can look.
Oh boy. Keith is like, send me home with that fruit one now. I sent you 33 variants of the Relfius.
No, I'm not even gonna.
I'll go look.
Get it.
Adam said you left Katie unattended.
I was just curious because he was asking about it.
Not much carbonation, he says. But did you wax yours?
But I care about I don't think Billy. I feel like he and I had talked about this, but I don't think he waxes his.
No, but you waxed yours, right?
Mine would be waxed. That was still when I was waxing beer, yeah.
Okay, so
maybe we'll test it. But I just care that it says that he said it's really good, because I think those Fort beers, if I have them fresh, like the 120 minute I told Keith we're talking about before we did the 10-year-old one, like I do like that beer fresh. I think it's better with age though. Fort, I'm pretty sure I thought to myself, I have to age this, like. That makes sense.
So my on-tap check-in of the Fruit Fort was, even after 1 year of aging, this is still crazy boozy, super jammy and quite tasty, but I think it needs like 5 years on it. Well, boys, here we are.
Right? Like, yeah. So my people who come at me like you shouldn't age your beer.
Yeah, that
beer, it's a thing, guys.
I remember like that being like, because a lot of times I'll drink these big beers nowadays and be like, all right, there's no ethanol, there's no like vapors, there's nothing. That beer, I remember drinking each one and be like, oh, it's super jammy, it's real tasty. Holy shit, what just happened? I just take a shot of vodka? What just happened? Like,
exactly. Yeah, I don't want that boozy, like, too much, yeah.
And then Sammy, after getting done with the brew host, says, unfarkin' believable.
They make good stuff. I've only had a few, but they make good stuff.
Waxing or wax lyrical?
Both are good.
Waxing probably preserves beers better.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
He said, yeah, boy. And then Josh from Last Beer says, cheers. Is this the Anchorage examination? Yeah, we're all looking to take out like a loan to buy some of those beers. And then he said, Kyle, have you drank any of the beers I sent you?
I did. I'm wondering, I don't know if I should spoil it or not, but I've had one so far, and probably not a surprise. Which I think Billy knows one of the. It's one of two that I'm going to drink first, and it is definitely one of the two. But I don't know if he wants me to spoil it or not.
I just love, because I saw the unboxing, and then Billy was like, "When are you going to post the video?" And you're like, "I'm on a schedule. It's going to be on March 14th or something like that."
It ebbs and it flows, right? I did get a bunch of beer recently, so yeah, stuff's slowly coming out. And also, spoiler alerts, my background's gonna look different soon. So if you're watching this live stream, you're a little bit in the know ahead of time that soon it's gonna look a little different.
It looks like dog shit.
It does, and for sure, and it's driving me crazy.
Yeah, because you're like, well, what could I do with this? I need something to make it look so not nasty.
And I got one thing I can hang up. Yep, and I hung it up, baby. Yeah,
they're gonna be so. People are gonna be so upset watching that and being like, "Oh, what happened to the beautiful cellar?"
Oh, for sure. And like, people are pretty open. They're like, I watch your videos and try to figure out what beers are behind you. Like, and then I filmed a video about what beers are behind me. So like, and now,
dude,
no beers behind me for a while.
I love the clickbaity title though. The man behind the beer, or the beer behind the man. I was like, oh Jesus, here we go.
Yo, that's a good title. That's a good title.
How many views did you get on it?
A lot.
That's right. That clickbaity. Oh, let me see the beers behind the man.
All right,
I don't know
Joe,
what
do you
I'm
want to
doing.
know the clickbaity title for the video I made about why the room looks different?
Oh God, what is it?
So instead of "Where's the beef," it's "Where's the beer." That's
You're
good,
getting,
right?
you're getting too much into those shorts where you got
Those shorts, baby. Those shorts, crushing it for me, man. Sub count, boom, baby. Here's my subs. Here's my sub with shorts, boom.
Next thing, Kyle's gonna be on TikTok. I'm on TikTok, everyone.
I'm all over.
Let me just clickbait you to death.
You like 15-second videos, everyone? Here's me chugging a beer in 15 seconds.
Your reviews going forward, you're gonna have the parentheses. Best beer brewed on a Tuesday in 2023.
You got that right. You got that right. You'll click on best barley wine I've ever had, and then the video just be like, yeah, this is pretty good, guys. Not bad or anything. Not that good either. Why did he put best beer ever? Question mark. It's mid beer.
Clickbaity bullshit. I love it. Sammy says, I want to share a smoke ale with Keith. He's a smoky boy like me.
Smoky boy, I like that.
It is 93 lumber. And
I would also appreciate a smoked lager if you have those. Either one is fine. I am not.
That's funny.
He says, Josh, I think there's a record. Joe live 3 times in a single day.
That probably is, right? I mean,
I don't know. I can't remember joining like 3 live streams or doing
right. That's not a norm, yeah.
Surely if you wax lyrical, you preserve a beer longer in people's minds than its physical presence. Maybe the whiskey is hitting now. Yeah, it's a little bit too profound for what's going on right now.
Maybe.
Beverage Hunter says hello.
What's up?
Hello. Josh says going to end up like the parish examination day. So a little background on that. We did a couple parish beers between Josh and Sammy. And that night was the most beer I drank since my surgery. I drank 6 beers in about 3 hours.
Ooh.
And it wasn't, no, never again. He said, Joe, time to prepare for your 3-day hangover, bud. Stock up on Coca-Cola, bacon, and regret. I've drank 2 beers. I'm all right. All right, settle down.
People have good comments. This is good.
I've been cutting my videos down for TikTok and shorts. Yeah, I mean, people are definitely doing that.
The algorithm rewards that.
Keith, the Gradzinski trend is finally hitting the UK.
It's weird that it came here first and then went back over there.
Wait,
seeing as it's Polish.
Yeah.
Was that the one? Was it a mystery beer we were doing?
Yes, and
like Keith came like running, and it's like,
dude,
this is. I'm like, I don't know what words is he saying right now?
My memory's not great, but I remember this memory without question. We were all sitting around the fire pit at Matt's, and somebody, I think it was maybe Sean and maybe even Matt was reviewing it. I was sitting in the chair. Keith's to my right over here. And he just and they're like, oh yeah, no, it's smoke beer coming. Keith just takes a sip and just goes, Gradzinski? I'm like,
like what? I didn't know that was a thing. Like, I'm like, what word did he say? That's a beer style?
I was like, did we just find Rain Man of the fucking smoke beer kind? Like, what just happened?
It was
like my brain broke for a second. I was like, I don't know what just happened, but that was like the coolest like mystery beer moment ever.
It was amazing.
It was a timing thing because I had just had one like a week or two before that.
Okay.
So like,
dude, I don't give a shit if you drank one 3 hours beforehand. That's still ridiculous. Like you just nailed that, like absolutely crushed that thing. And I was just like, holy shit. And it's such a weird style to crush though. Like it's like there's just not a lot of breweries that make that beer. They don't brew that beer. Like up until about 3 years ago, nobody in the States ever heard of that fucking style. Like it just doesn't matter. A Polish gritty makes me giddy.
I like that.
I really want to ban them. Josh from Last Beer says, I think you might do a Cantillon examination if anyone can grab a bottle. So Kyle, by you, probably same with me and same with him. He's in Virginia. Like a couple different beers showed up, I think, wherever they distro they're getting out. And it was like one of them was like the one with blueberries. It's like blue spelled BLEU, like blue cheese.
Or whatever.
Yeah, and then there's another one that maybe the Creek. I think we got like three or four here. So he bought two of them. And they're expensive because it's Canteen. Yeah. It's the loons, baby. It's the loons.
Yeah, we've gotten a couple, and I didn't pull the trigger on them.
Yeah, they're pricey. Lead in the pencil sort of stuff. And then Tanner says, me and Kyle did a mystery beer review together.
It's fun. I mean,
yeah.
I'm all about having fun, man. That's all it is.
That's the best part about the mystery beers, though. Like,
yeah.
I like doing them by myself. It's fun to test your palate. But doing with the group's fun because you bounce ideas off. But it's even more fun when you bounce ideas off of your buddies and then you still fucking fail miserably. Because it's like, not only did I fail, but all of us as a combined unit could not figure out. Like when we did the
Zombie Dust,
Three Floyd Zombie Dust, and we're like, oh, it's Imperial IPA and it's 9% and blah. And Mike was the only one that came relatively close, and he still said it was like 8.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that one was a big whiff.
It was horrible in the best way possible. Billy says, speaking of smoky alcohol, I just opened a bottle of Lefroy 10. It's still like sticking your tongue in a campfire and then putting honey on it.
That's a very good descriptor, dude.
I do think that Keith just fist pumped a couple times. You can't see his arms, but he fist pumped. When he heard about smoky, eating scotch, he was like, yeah. Saint Lambinus and the Blue 40, 40 a bottle. Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn. That's a lot of coin. It's coming out in a limited edition box. They announced the first two, Grodzinski and American Brown. American Brown Ale and Grodzinski. What?
Huh.
I am very in. However, third beer is a cognac barrel-aged Tripel, so it goes downhill from there.
Wow.
And then the greatest question ever. Kyle, have you had much Troon?
Not much. I've had 2, I think is all. Yeah.
Now, where do you bury the bodies? to acquire one. I was just
including the one Keith. So Keith, I incorrectly, my friend Brian, who lives around me, gave me one, and I incorrectly said it was my first time having Troon.
Oh.
But at the first BeerTuber Palooza, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
He brought Troon.
So here's the thing. I always tell people I've never had Troon, and then I was like, or did I? And this was like maybe like 6 months ago, and I went back and looked. I'm like, yeah, we had one at the original BeerTuber Palooza. I'm like, it was like a weird, like, wasn't it like a cookie thing or like a lactose something? And so it wasn't like one of their
like oatmeal or granola cookies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It was good, but
to be fair, it was a collab. It was a collab with another brewery, but it was a Troon beer.
Oh, and you know what? I did have Fiden's anniversary. They were doing like a little bottle share the one day, and I did have like a 1 or 2 ounce pour of a Troon beer too. Now I think about it.
I just think the biggest thing for me is like if I was like somebody who would trade or try to acquire stuff on the secondary, the fact they come in crowlers kind of sucks, honestly.
Yeah,
it's a commitment. Yeah. So Troon,
and they're all 9%.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, like Troon. And again, I haven't had a ton, but like what I have had, don't get me wrong, like it is definitely super tasty. But it's also the demand and the supply thing. They don't make a lot, and that is a factor. It's not going to be leaps and bounds better than a lot of the other stuff.
Is the light on? I guess we're going to have a beer release today. So dumb. Beverage Hunter says we were supposed to go hang. You go tell Katie what's going on. There's too many comments. We can't do anything about it. We just tried some great barrel aged mead last week at our local meadery. Very cool to try. You into mead at all? I dig it.
I used to drink some mead. Yeah, I haven't in a while. You like mead, yeah.
Meads. So we talk about like commitments, right? Mead's a commitment. Like the real meads are crazy alcohol. So it's like you can cap it back because it is a honey wine, but it's like I still like they're usually so cool that it's like I like to share those with people. So it's not like I'm taking it to the dome piece myself.
Yeah, it's similar to they're similar to wine alcohol content, I think.
Yeah,
around 14 to 16%. But they're a lot sweeter than wine.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they are.
I don't like drinking a lot of them. I like trying them. I think they're really good. Like going to a meadery and having little tasters, like that's super cool. But
so Mortalis opened up their new facility in Buffalo recently, right? And they have Illumination meaderies, a new meadery in Buffalo, and so in there you can get like small pours of it, and that's perfect. It's like 1 to 2 ounces. It's that's what I wanted the mead, right? Like I don't need an entire bottle, but I'll be fucking in the corner somewhere. Josh says I need more salt and oak beers. Oh my god, let's start with the salt and oak stuff.
They just have to collab, you know, with vitamin C, right?
That Instagram is so hilarious, though. The salt and oak.
It.
He says that's bad.
For life.
I really want to try True products. Heard they sell it fast though.
Yeah.
You gotta trade like a lot of stuff for it.
Yeah.
Hey Lee. So Lee's she's one of the friends with like a lot of the Canadian BeerTubers.
Oh, cool.
So she I think subbed to my channel for whatever reason. Lee. But she's got like she does like they do the beer analysis 1-on-1 on one of the guys' channels, Nick Maxwell Star. And they do it usually every Wednesday, typically like around 8:30, and they try out a bunch of different beers. So I appreciate you saying hello.
Super rad.
Josh says I heard good stuff about corporate ladder brewing. Don't they do like all the pastry sours and stouts and all kinds of crazy shit? I think
the only beer I've had from Corporate Ladder was a collab with Dissolver, and I think it was a barley wine. I think it was like a brown sugar barley wine, something. I don't know.
Brown sugar barley wine.
Flirting with dessert, you know, like for sure.
Kind of in that realm, but not exactly.
Yeah.
Josh says he has a raspberry mead that was given to me and tried it. 14%. Where from? Like what meadery? And then Sammy says, true. And you don't have to put that on the red light. Those days are over. Your beers bring me much delight.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then she says, I'm in a small, you're in the most northern part of Canada, according to some, even though that's incorrect. She's in North Bay, Ontario, and like everyone jokes, like how far is that the furthest north that Ontario goes? It is not. Some people think it is. And then Adam says, is $8.80 for a bottle of Rev coffee stout for Parish a good deal? A good deal for you guys in the UK? Yes. A good deal for someone in the
shipping and stuff.
Yeah, I mean that probably goes for, I would say, probably half of that, you know, in the States. So it all depends. Like when you tell me like Fidens can't show up there and they're 15 to 20 pounds, I'm like, yeah, it's expensive. But then again, it's like you're shipping it across the pond. You guys are getting it there. Like the fact you can just buy it off a website, like, yeah, I would to try it, sure. Maybe I wouldn't rebuy it after I had it and maybe it wasn't great, but like, yeah, to buy it for sure. 100%. Like it's worth it. So, all right. You guys want to shut it down? I don't want to keep you guys going. All right. Well,
we said we were going through 20 minutes.
I know.
So Joe Beer Patrol, Kyle No Hype Beer Reviews, Keith 93 Lumber spelled out. This will all be live on our channel if you watch on the playback. We'll try to do more of this stuff down the line with us three, maybe include Rod, some of the other guys from BeerTuber Palooza, assuming everyone can figure out a beer that we can all get and drink. We'll do that, you know, but we got to do more of these because clearly, like, this is crazy how like there's a lot of comments and a lot of like this is insane. Like
proof of concept.
Yeah. So, all right, boys, great as always. Take it easy, everybody. Thank you. I would sit here and list everybody, but everybody who's commented, thank you very much. We do appreciate it. One last comment for the road. Yeah, I was going to pick it up with Ghost Diamond from Parish. And you know what? I'm done with you, Adam. Like, you're getting better beers than we can get here. I'm just done with you.
Bragging for bragging's sake.
Yeah, we're ending this. All right. Take it easy, everybody.
Hi, guys. Nice. Funny.